Hey everyone, today we're going to take you through our garden in the wintertime. It is December and everything's kind of at its end. There's still some stuff that is hanging on. We're the Yoders. Join us as we venture into the lifestyle of homesteading, leading us back to our roots and enjoying the adventures along the way. Evergreens that are still obviously evergreen, but everything else is kind of at its end. We're going to start down here and show you guys some things. The radishes are teeny tiny. They're not growing at all. I don't even know. I'm assuming when it starts getting warm in the springtime, these will come up then. It's just going to sit like that. And then this bed actually should be trimmed down. This was milkweed. It's all done. Seeds are all done. Seed pods opened. This is what all this fuzzy stuff is. Has the seeds on it, but this is a perennial, so that'll come back next year. This is asparagus and it's done. I actually need to do some research and make sure I don't have to cut that back, but parsley is kind of flopped over. It's still good. You can use parsley when it gets cold like this. The kale obviously is fine because it likes to be cold, and spinach. The lettuce, we took a giant meal basically out of here. The rest of it's really mushy and stuff, and the strawberries are kind of like laying down because this bed was like really full when it was nice and warm. I'm excited though because I have daffodils in that bed, so early in the springtime those will come up and it'll look really nice. And then up here we just have juniper trees. My echinacea back there is all died back. That's a perennial though. It'll come back next year. Hopefully it flowers next year because that was the first year that it was planted from seed. These are lilies, and then these dried pods are actually where the seeds are in. So you can start lily tubers from seed. It just takes a lot longer. So you can keep the seeds, or just I do is just spread them all over. So eventually it just keeps adding more. And then the grasses look really pretty, dried out. All the mums are pretty much done. The one down here though, you can see it was enough like in protection that it kept the bottom green with yellow flowers. Wanted to say watch for a video. We're going to cut plumes off and preserve them and see how that turns out. So watch for that video. And then this is an evergreen here, so it stays really nice. This flower bed down here, the only thing that looks really nice is the one grass plant and the holly plants and the little evergreens around the end, but everything kind of blends in at this point in time. I do like how this lavender looks. This is a different lavender than the one I have up there. It just looks really frosty and wintry. It'd be really pretty to have a bunch of those. These look pretty. Should spray paint them gold and take them inside. And then in here I have a bunch of tulips. So those will all come up in the springtime, but the hollies look really pretty. Looking good. These are kind of sad looking too. And then these still look good, but that's pretty much it. There's a hydrangea back there, and there's not a lot of evergreen in here, which is something that should be added. This hanging basket up here, the side, I think it's like underneath is still nice, but like the sides are all kind of died back. Same with these mums. The white ones though, I'm really impressed, are still like around the outsides. Look good. I don't know. So far so good. And then these evergreens back here look really good. The lavender still has a lot of color in it. Lemon coral sedum in those pots. I'm actually really shocked how good this is doing. But it is a sedum, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're supposed to do like that. I find it funny though how those plumes back there are behind these. See how they're not fluffy? Maybe it just doesn't get as much wind. And then we have the sedum. I feel like it's getting brighter again. So it turned into like a really dark red, but now it's like completely dried out. So it looks really good. Adds some color even though it's winter time. Over here in the green stock, the lettuce is kind of mushy. But I'm still using chives. I've used it a couple times. This is thyme. It actually is still usable. I did take the rosemary inside, so I'm curious how the other two are doing over there. And then this marjoram is not winter hardy, so that's dying back. But Oh, the other little lettuce did come up. So if I would cover this with like, there's a cover you can get from Green Stock that you can cover this with, and it would help it just continue to grow because it keeps it warmer. But, or you can even stick them inside like greenhouse or something like that, but I don't have that here. In here we have just some red beets, and some of this stuff was planted late and it still had shade from whatever was on the trellis, so it's behind. And then we have carrots that can actually be harvested, so we'll do that yet. Mums are kind of everywhere, and these look really pretty though. This purple color looks really good. And then in here, I still have to harvest these. Rutabagas are getting massive. Look how big this thing is. Oh my gosh. It's like the size of my hand. Like, huge. Looks really cool. There's broccoli and cabbages in here, but I don't know if they're going to grow much more. Depends on how cold it gets, I guess. Because yesterday we were in the 50s, so. And then just the little cabbages here. They look okay, but like the leaves are like really crunchy. The rosemary's still hanging on. That's cool. So we'll see how that stuff does. And then just bee balm. This is actually a perennial as well. This will come back next year, so in the spring I'll cut it back. And we did tear all the celery out. You can find those videos too. We'll link them somewhere for you, either up below or down below. But this is all filled with garlic from like here all the way down. We did get a lot of rain yesterday. It was warm. It was really warm. So, not actually sure how much we got, but the rain gauge froze, but it's plastic. Hi! All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. But yeah, there's not much to show this time of the year. Some things are still hanging on, but there is a lot of ways to make things grow continuously during the winter, depending on your zone that you live in. But for now, that's it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Good job.